Hey everyone, it's your health alternative guideline. Here, and today we're diving into a topic that's incredibly important for your overall health. Vitamin D deficiency. Did you know that more than 1 billion people worldwide are affected by this, and many don't even realize it? If you've been feeling tired, achy, or just not quite yourself lately, you might be missing this vital nutrient. But don't worry, there's good news. Understanding vitamin D and its impact on your body can truly transform your health. In this video, we'll uncover what vitamin D is and why it's so crucial, the hidden symptoms of deficiency you might be ignoring, and the causes and simple, effective solutions to fix it for good. Stick around because this could be the life-changing information you've been looking for. Alright, let's start with the basics. What exactly is vitamin D? You've probably heard it called the sunshine vitamin, and while that's true, it's so much more than just that. See, vitamin D isn't your average vitamin. It's actually a fat-soluble vitamin that acts like a hormone in your body. Now, its primary role, and this is a big one, is to help your body absorb calcium and phosphorus, which are absolutely essential for strong, healthy bones and teeth. Think of vitamin D as the key that unlocks the door to calcium absorption. Without it, your body really struggles to maintain healthy bone density, which increases the risk of fractures and conditions like osteoporosis. But here's where it gets even more interesting. Vitamin D doesn't just stop at your bones. Oh no, it's involved in so much more. We're talking immune system function, mood regulation, muscle function, and even preventing chronic diseases like heart disease and diabetes. So how do we get this superhero nutrient? Well, your body's pretty amazing, and it can actually produce vitamin D naturally when your skin is exposed to, you guessed it, sunlight. However, there's a catch. Modern lifestyles, as convenient as they may be, have made it harder for many of us to get enough sun. Long hours spent indoors, whether it's for work or just relaxing at home, combined with sunscreen use, which is essential for protecting your skin from harmful UV rays, by the way, and even the time of year can all significantly limit your vitamin D production. Think about it. If you're spending most of your day inside and then heading out in the evening, you're missing out on those peak sunlight hours when your body can best produce vitamin D. And if you live in a place with long winters, well, that just adds another layer to the challenge. Now let's talk about the different types of vitamin D. It mainly exists in two forms, D2 and D3. D2, you can find that in plant sources like mushrooms. D3, on the other hand, that's the form your body produces from sunlight, and it's also found in animal-based foods like fatty fish, eggs, and fortified dairy products. So why does all of this matter? Why am I telling you all this? Because vitamin D isn't just another nutrient on a long list, it's a critical building block for your overall health, influencing everything from your bone strength to your mood to your immune system. It's not something you want to be deficient in, trust me. Now let's talk about those sneaky symptoms of vitamin D deficiency, the ones that can creep up on you without you even realizing it. One of the most frustrating things about this deficiency is that it often starts subtly. You might brush off the early signs, thinking it's just stress or you need more sleep. But as your vitamin D levels continue to drop, the effects become harder and harder to ignore. So, what should you be looking out for? What are some telltale signs that your body might be screaming for more vitamin D? Well, one of the most common symptoms is fatigue and low energy. Feeling tired all the time, even after a good night's sleep? Yeah, that's not normal. Vitamin D actually plays a role in energy production, so when your levels are low, it's no surprise that you're feeling drained and sluggish. It's like your body's battery is constantly running on low power mode. Another common symptom is bone and muscle pain. You know, those aching bones and sore muscles that just won't quit? That could be a sign that you're not absorbing calcium properly, and as we talked about earlier, vitamin D is essential for calcium absorption. So when your vitamin D levels are low, your bones and muscles simply don't get the nutrients they need to stay strong and healthy. But it doesn't stop there. Frequent illnesses are another red flag. Are you getting sick more often than usual? Catching every cold and flu that goes around? That could be your immune system struggling because of low vitamin D levels. Vitamin D supports your immune system, helping it fight off infections like a champ. But when you're deficient, your immune system is weakened, making you more susceptible to those pesky germs. And here's one that many people don't realize is connected to vitamin D: mood changes and depression. You heard that right. Studies have actually linked vitamin D deficiency to mood disorders, including depression. Why? Well, it turns out that vitamin D receptors are found in areas of the brain that regulate mood. So, when your vitamin D levels are off, it can mess with your brain chemistry, leading to feelings of sadness, hopelessness, and low energy. Now let's talk about slow healing wounds. If you've noticed that cuts and scrapes seem to be taking forever to heal, that could be another sign that your vitamin D levels are too low. Vitamin D is involved in tissue repair and helps reduce inflammation, both of which are crucial for wound healing. And believe it or not, hair loss can also be a symptom of severe vitamin D deficiency. While it's not as common as some of the other symptoms we've discussed, it's definitely something to be aware of. In extreme cases, vitamin D deficiency can lead to serious conditions like rickets in children, where their bones become soft and weak, and osteomalacia in adults, which causes bone deformities. These conditions are more common in developing countries where access to vitamin D-rich foods and sunlight might be limited, but it's still important to be aware of them. So if any of these symptoms sound familiar, if you're nodding your head right now and thinking, wow, that's me, it's time to take a closer look at your vitamin D intake. It's time to investigate and see if a deficiency could be contributing to these issues. Remember, you don't have to suffer in silence. There are solutions, and we're going to discuss them right now. Now that we've covered the what and the why of vitamin D deficiency, let's dive into the how. What causes this widespread deficiency, and more importantly, how can you fix it? Let's start with the causes. One of the biggest culprits is lack of sun exposure. Our modern lifestyles often keep us indoors more than ever before. We work in offices, commute in cars, and spend leisure time indoors. While indoor time is fine, it means less natural sunlight for vitamin D production. And then there's sunscreen. Sunscreen is essential for protecting your skin from harmful UV rays. But it's also effective at blocking vitamin D production. So, while you should use sunscreen, be mindful of your sun exposure and find other ways to boost vitamin D. Your geographic location can also play a role. If you live far from the equator, you're exposed to less sunlight, especially in winter. The sun's rays are weaker and days are shorter, reducing vitamin D production. Dietary deficiencies are another common cause. Vitamin D isn't found in many foods, so it's easy to fall short without conscious effort. Certain health conditions can affect your body's ability to absorb and utilize vitamin D. Conditions like Crohn's disease and celiac disease can interfere with nutrient absorption. Age and skin tone can also influence your vitamin D levels. As we age, our skin becomes less efficient at producing vitamin D. People with darker skin tones have more melanin, reducing the skin's ability to make vitamin D from sunlight. Now, let's move on to the solutions. First, prioritize safe sun exposure. Aim for 10 to 30 minutes of midday sun exposure a few times a week. Midday sun is strongest, maximizing vitamin D production in a shorter time. If you're fair-skinned, a shorter duration is sufficient. If you have darker skin, you may need a bit longer. Next, let's talk about food. Incorporate vitamin D-rich foods into your diet. Fatty fish like salmon, mackerel, and sardines are excellent sources. Egg yolks are another good option. They don't contain as much vitamin D as fatty fish, but they're still worthwhile. And don't forget about fortified foods like milk, orange juice, and cereals. Many food manufacturers fortify their products with vitamin D to help bridge the gap. If you're struggling to get enough vitamin D through diet and sunlight alone, supplements are a safe and effective solution. Vitamin D3 supplements are widely available and can help you reach optimal levels quickly. However, it's important to consult with your healthcare provider to determine the right dosage for you. Too much vitamin D can be toxic, so it's all about finding the right balance. If you struggle with limited sunlight exposure, consider investing in a UV lamp or light therapy box. These devices emit specific wavelengths of UV light that stimulate vitamin D production safely. And finally, routine testing is key. Ask your doctor for a simple blood test to measure your vitamin D levels. This is the most accurate way to know if you're deficient and track your progress over time. By taking these steps, you can replenish your vitamin D levels and start experiencing the incredible benefits: stronger bones, a more robust immune system, improved mood, and a reduced risk of chronic diseases. There you have it, everything you need to know about vitamin D deficiency, its common symptoms, the various causes, and most importantly, the simple yet effective steps you can take to fix it and reclaim your health. If this video helped you understand vitamin D better, please give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends and family who might also benefit from this information, and hit that subscribe button for more science-backed health tips. And let me know in the comments down below, What's your favorite way to get vitamin D? Whether it's soaking up the sun, enjoying a delicious salmon dinner, or taking a daily supplement, I'd love to hear from you. Remember, your health is your greatest wealth. See you in the next video.